So the principles, you need to understand that the basic principles of estimation, especially in the context of agile estimation, working with the agile development, whether it is Scrum, Lean, Kanban, or whatever, is basically the aspect of team being empowered. The empowerment of the team is important. So everything is driven and done by the team, including the estimates. It's not coming in from some top management, a senior management, or the customer or the business team. The estimates are actually done by the team. And every type of estimation methodology, whether it is user story points, or whether it's dot system, voting system, or whether it is planning poker, whatever tool you use, whatever technique you use, end of the day, all the team members need to buy into it. They should actually try and adapt that kind of a method or a technique as a team and not just one person. So that's very important. Again, as we mentioned, the most important thing is the team does the estimates, the team does the development, the team does the delivery, and the team owns the delivery. Everything is done by the team in the agile context. And then there's no point of actually fault finding in the agile methodology. There's nobody to find the fault. If there's something wrong, there's some problem somewhere, it's a team. As a collective unit, we'll all own it, and then we'll see how we can improve on that, how we can learn from that mistake. And that's what gets discussed in the sprint retrospective and the sprint review meetings. We discuss these in detail and see what has gone wrong, what has gone really well, how we can improve on that, how we can take corrective and preventive actions so that the mistakes do not happen in the next sprint and the further iterations and the releases. And then you should need to understand that the agile techniques are comparatively quicker, because what we're talking about is in the agile methodology, it's all about delivering something quicker to the market. It's not about spending months and years to make it perfect. As we discussed the other day, agile is all about delivering something that works, that is good. That may not be perfect, that may not be great, but something that works. So that's why we say that perfection or the perfect is the enemy of good. So you should not be really bothered about making the perfect product, perfect e-commerce solution, or perfect thing. Deliver something quicker and then work on the top of it, improve on that, and then again deliver that in the next week, the next month, so on and so forth. It's iterative, it's incremental, it's iterative, and incrementally you are improving the value of that particular product or the feature. And then teams practicing agile prefer to minimize. So basically what you're trying to minimize the estimation in terms of the number of times you do that, but try and focus on the accuracy of it. It's not about the how much time you're spending, but how accurate and how precise you are in terms of your estimates. And the more time you spend on that, on the particular product, the more application knowledge, the more domain knowledge you get, the more application knowledge, the more technical expertise you get about that. So and so using all these factors, you then can narrow down the kind of the range of your precision when we actually go deeper and deeper and deeper into the product. So that's where, if you start, for example, the sprint 1 is going to start tomorrow, we actually start estimating that today. Obviously, 5 months down the line, our accuracy levels are going to improve vastly because we've got much better idea about the requirements, much better idea about what the technology is. And then when estimating, the teams are not estimating in days. It's not about money, it's not about days. Again, the fundamental rule is all about sizing. Size comes first before you do anything. That's what we did that with the example of painting the house yesterday. It's not about the time it takes to paint the house. It's not about the money. Obviously those are important questions, but you can't stop there. You need to start with the size of the rooms. How many rooms are there? What is the size of each room? How many walls? What is the dimension of each wall? So then that would actually bring it in context of the overall size of the house. And based on that, you have got a rough idea in terms of how much it would cost for the painting, whether it requires 2 people or 3 people, whether it requires specialistic equipment or stuff like that. So it's important we start off with the fundamental rule. The size gives the proper arrival, the number. And from the size, you can then look at the productivity and come up with the effort. From the effort and the number of resources, you come with the schedule. From the schedule and the number of resources, you come with the cost. This is the basic foundation for estimation. No matter what kind of estimation technique, methodology, using whether it's work breakdown structure, top down, bottom up, the absolute estimation or relative estimation, using t-shirt sizing, it doesn't matter. The fundamental principle is start with the size and then go on with the productivity, add productivity, and then you actually get the, not add as in, I mean, use productivity, and then you arrive at the effort. From effort and the number of resources, you get the schedule. From the number of resources and the schedule, you actually get the cost. So this particular fundamental rule is like, for example, Newton's third law. It applies everywhere on the planet Earth, especially at least